7th grade Open Up Resources Illustrative Mathematics, Unit 5, Lesson 7, Adding and Subtracting to Solve Problems. Problem number 1 from 7th grade Unit 4, Lesson 10. Tyler orders a meal that costs $15. A. If the tax rate is 6.6%, how much will the sales tax be on Tyler's meal? We need to find 6.6% of 15. 6.6% can be rewritten as 0.066, and of can be rewritten as a multiplication symbol. Now the expression reads 0.066 times 15, and that equals 99 hundredths, or in this case, 99 cents. The tax on Tyler's meal will be 99 cents. B. Tyler also wants to leave a tip for the server. How much do you think he should pay in all? Explain your reasoning. Let's say Tyler decided to leave a 15% tip. Then we'd need to find 15% of 15. This can be rewritten as 0.15 times 15. And 0.15 times 15 is 2.25, or in this case, $2.25. Now to figure out how much Tyler needs to pay in all, we can start with the $15 that the meal cost, 99 cents for the tax, and finally $2.25 for the tip. Add those together, and we can expect Tyler to pay about $18.24, but he'll probably round it up to $18.25 or $18.50 or maybe even $19. Problem number 2 from 7th grade Unit 2, Lesson 3. In a video game, a character is healed at a constant rate as long as they are standing in a certain circle. Complete the table. The left-hand column of this table is time in the circle in seconds, and the right-hand column is health gained in points. 100 points gained divided by 4 seconds in the circle equals 25. That means that the number of points gained is 25 times that of the time in the circle. 10 seconds in the circle times 25 equals 250 points gained. 3 seconds in the circle times 25 equals 75 points gained. This last row is 10 times bigger than the first row. If 4 times 25 equals 100, then 40 times 25 equals 1,000. Or 1,000 divided by 25 equals 40. Problem number 3 from 7th grade Unit 5, Lesson 6. A. How much higher is 500 meters than 400 meters? 500 minus 400 equals 100. So 500 meters is 100 meters higher than 400 meters. B. How much higher is 500 meters than negative 400 meters? 500 minus negative 400, or 500 and the opposite of negative 400. The opposite of negative 400 is positive 400, so 500 and positive 400. That's a difference of 900 meters. So 500 meters is 900 meters higher than negative 400 meters. Take a look at this illustration. 500 meters compared to negative 400 meters. From the 0 to the 500 is 500 meters, and from 0 to negative 400 is another 400 meters, for a total of 900 meters. So 500 meters is 900 meters higher than negative 400 meters. C. What is the change in elevation from 8,500 meters to 3,400 meters? That went down in elevation, so we know that the change is going to be negative. We can write this expression as 8,500 minus 3,400, and that equals a difference of 5,100 meters. The change in elevation from 8,500 meters down to 3,400 meters is minus or negative 5,100 meters. D. What is the change in elevation between 8,500 meters and negative 300 meters? Again, this change in elevation went down, so we know the answer is going to be a negative. 8,500 minus negative 300. That's the same as 8,500, and the opposite of negative 300. The opposite of negative 300 is positive 300. So we can rewrite this as 8,500 plus 300, which equals 8,800 meters. So the change in elevation between 8,500 meters and negative 300 meters is a negative, or a minus, 8,800 meters. E. How much higher is negative 200 meters than 450 meters? We know that negative 200 meters is not higher than 450 meters, so we know this answer is going to be a negative. The absolute value of negative 200 plus the absolute value of 450 equals 650. So we knew the answer was going to be a negative, so we can say that negative 200 meters is negative 650 meters higher than 450 meters. Problem number 4. The table shows 4 transactions and the resulting account balance in a bank account, except some numbers are missing. Fill in the missing numbers. We could say that for the first transaction they started with 0 and they put in $360, or we can say that they started with $360 and withdrew $0. Either way, the account balance is $360. The second transaction, they withdraw $22.50. That means we need to subtract $22.50 from $360. That leaves us with the new account balance at $337.50. For transaction number 3, we end up with an account balance of $182.35. We can subtract $182.35 from the previous balance, $337.50. And the difference is $155.15. That means that the transaction was a withdrawal of $155.15. The account balance after transaction number 3 is $182.35. Then in transaction number 4, they must have withdrawn too much money because their account balance for transaction 4 is in the negatives. It's at negative $41.40. $182.35 minus a negative $41.40. Minus a negative is just like the opposite of a negative. So we can add $41.40 to $182.35, and that tells us how much they withdrew from the account. They withdrew $223.75. Let's take a look at an illustration that shows the difference between $182.35 and negative $41.40. To take the account balance from $182.35 all the way down to negative $41.40, they would withdraw or subtract $223.75. Problem number 5. The departure from the average is the difference between the actual amount of rain and the average amount of rain for a given month. The historical average for rainfall in Albuquerque, New Mexico for June, July, and August is shown in the table. A. Last June, only 0.17 inches of rain fell all month. What is the difference between the average rainfall and the actual rainfall for last June? The difference between 0.67 and 0.17 is 0.50 or 0.5 or a half inch. B. The departure from the average rainfall last July was negative 0.36 inches. How much rainfall fell last July? 1.5 inches minus 0.36 of an inch equals 1 14/100 inches. Last July, there was 1 14/100 inches of rain. C. How much rain would have to fall in August so that the total amount of rain equals the average rainfall for these 3 months? What would the departure from the average be in August in that situation? The departure from the average in June was negative 0.5 inches, and for July, the departure from the average was 0.36 inches. For those 2 months, it was a total of negative 0.86. That means that it's going to have to rain 86/100ths of an inch more than the average in August to equal the average rainfall for these 3 months. The departure from the average will be 86/100ths inches. The total amount of rain that needs to fall in August so that the amount of rain equals the average rainfall for all 3 months is 2.43 inches. That's 86/100ths more than the average in August of 1.57. Be sure to support my YouTube channel by liking this video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.